Alrighty, so game 3 then on Acropolis, and Matticus has taken the first couple of games um, with essentially a similar style, opening with two racks, getting some Marines Marauders up and storming across the map in the first game. In the second game it was Luke that was aggressive to begin with, but Matticus was able to hold on, and even though he'd taken some economical damage, the counter-attack was arguably it was an overcommitment from Luke, and the counter-attack then could not be defended. So a reasonably close game in game 2. So let's see what happens then in game 3. Certainly the 2-0 scoreline suggests a more one-sided match than it has been. But we'll see. Let me zoom out a little bit so we've got the bigger view. Both of these players then know what they're doing in terms of teching up and all of those types of things. I know that in the past I've seen Luke favour a sort of sky toss, and I'm surprised we haven't seen anything like that from him yet. So yeah, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. So Matticus walling off up here, and on this particular map it's actually pretty easy to wall off on the low ground here, and I much prefer that as a Terran player. I much prefer that opening to build your first depot here and just build your wall across this section so that you've got that nice safe expand. To be honest though, playing against Protoss, a wall, we saw in the last game that actually the wall helped a great deal against Zealots, so maybe I should wind it in, but I don't know. There's a strong argument for not bothering so much with the wall unless you're against Zerg. But yeah, I don't mind it. That's a very early engineering bay, and I wonder what that's going to be for. Are we going to see a push, a timing attack with +1? I noticed that there's no workers in production. Okay, just start it up again, that's okay. Yeah, so potentially a timing attack or something like that. This worker on the low ground sort of suggests that Matticus wants to expand, so I don't think we're going to see anything all in whatsoever. These two Marines out the front are in a good position to prevent any scout from getting in and taking a look around. Any nosy probe that comes looking about the place is going to get shot down by them pretty quickly. As it turns out, it's a Zealot that's going to come. I don't mind this at all. Sending a Zealot across the map this early to do a bit of scouting can be really disruptive, actually, because the Zealot, those two Marines easily would have seen off a worker. They would have killed it. But the Zealot actually does them both in, and now Matticus finds himself with no units, and this Zealot's just being a pest. I really like this, that Matticus saw the Zealot coming and hid the worker on the low ground that was going to build the command center. I like that a great deal, because otherwise, this worker was definitely going to go down, but successfully hides it in the corner so that it's ready to pop back out and build the CC once he's seen the Zealot off. But he does need units to do that. Marines coming out, and actually I'd prefer a Reaper personally. The Reaper is fast, so you can just kite the Zealot, and if the Zealot tries to run, you can chase it. So yeah, that's all by the by. So look, this time doing what I would call definitely the right thing to do. He's got a Zealot in position that will see anything leave this base. Will also tell him if his opponent tries to expand. So get your own expand down. Really work towards that economical advantage. The Stargate coming down. It's a reasonably late Stargate. It's not a rush by any means, and also the Twilight coming down. So this could be a Sky Toss build. In general, if you're going to go air, you're going to be short of gas. Okay, so these Marines have finally moved out and killed the Zealot. You're going to be short of gas, so what do you do with all the minerals? Well, it's not crazy to just have quite a few gateways so that you can crank out a large number of charge. Oh, I like it a lot. So that you can crank out charge lots. And if you are going to do that, the charge upgrade is what you need. But instead, the Twilight is actually for Dark Templars. Dark Templars are, of course, cloaked, and this could potentially cause Matticus all sorts of problems. He does not build orbital commands. And if you are a Terran player, and perhaps I've said this before in casts, it's just what you do. As soon as your barracks finishes and as soon as you can afford it, you upgrade to an orbital. The orbital allows all sorts of things. It allows you to drop mules on your mineral patches, and a mule, I think, mines 270 minerals or something before it dies, which is a lot, and that is a real win. It can boost your income substantially, but in addition to that, it allows you to drop scans, which can reveal cloaked units. So in the absence of that orbital, Matticus has no detection whatsoever. He has no units that can detect. The sort of Terran unit that can detect is the Raven, and he would need a starport with a tech lab on it. So there's no sign of that happening soon. The other detection, of course, available to the Terran is the missile turret. So, if he had a missile turret here or something, it's going to see the DTs coming in. But he doesn't have any of that. And my goodness, those things will take a long time to build. While, it'll certainly feel like a long time while there's a Dark Templar slicing through your mineral line. I am curious, I suppose, as to why there isn't already... Oh, there it is. I was going to say why there isn't already a DT in Matticus's base, but there it is on its way across the map. Also coming out is this Oracle, and I quite like it. I like the idea of sending the DT in at the front, causing a bit of havoc, distracting your opponent while the Oracle goes around the back and just slays the mineral line. So maybe that's what Luke's got in mind. Charge is indeed upgrading, not much in the production tab, and that's why Luke's got so many minerals. That's a huge mineral bank you've got, so why not just go ahead and drop another 4 gateways, drop another Stargate or whatever, definitely drop 2 more gas. This DT is going to see this stuff coming, and unless it's on hold, it is on hold, so surely he sees that on the mini-map. That is a big old blob to see on the mini-map. The Oracle, meanwhile, is going to be flying into the back of Matticus's base. Hang on, just wait a tick. Wait a moment. A cotton picking. Back it up. Back it up. Look, where are you looking at? You're looking at your DT. Okay. Nothing happening there, DT. You're looking at your base. You're looking around. Like, surely you can see that massive red blob on the map. Please tell me you're looking at the mini-map. Please, come on. I don't know if he was. Anyway, some more zealots come in. Dark Templars arguably would be of more use. The Oracle is in position. Any second now, these Terran units are going to make their presence felt. Look. Any moment now. You're looking around the place. You're not building anything. What are you doing, Luke? What are you doing? Okay, so there you go. Stuff's happening. It is all kicking off. It's kicking off. It's kicking off at your home. The DT is going to be the hero here. You need those DTs at home. You need them at home to defend this. If they're marching across the map, you could lose to this. And don't forget that Oracle. So, I'm not sure he's all over the show here, isn't he? This isn't fair, really. Let's have a look. Send the Oracle in by all means, but get those DTs in amongst this mix. You've got Warp Gate, 2 more DTs please. Look at all this money you've got, turn it into Dark Templars. Your opponent cannot possibly be killing the stuff that he cannot see. So these DTs will literally clean this up by themselves. There's no problem here at all. Don't let the workers go back down, that's all bad. If only Matticus, if you had the orbital, 1 scan, all those DTs are dead and you've won this game. As it stands, your mineral line at home is a disaster. The Oracle's got 20 kills. Admittedly, this is still mining well. So, if you can... Yeah. It's awkward, isn't it? It's awkward. 26 kills. These DTs look 11 kills, 6 kills, 5 kills, 8 kills. It's bad times. There is no shortage of minerals here, none whatsoever. So, ultimately, the DTs are MVPs because they cleaned that up, and without the DTs that force would have destroyed everything else that was there. It was only zealots. So yeah, I don't know, it looks like it's trouble for Matticus. Matticus is now a Viking though. What he really needs to build is a Raven He does have the tech lab, so he's got everything he needs to do so. This Oracle has an absurd number of kills. He is building SEVs, but you know, grab this SEV, get some turrets done. If nothing else, turrets will detect the DTs for you. Yeah, I don't know. So Shadow Strike coming in, that is basically Blink for Dark Templars, and to be honest, yeah, I don't often see it used that much. You're beginning to see it in the pro game a little bit. It's being used for various kind of sneaky snipes, but yeah, at this level, you probably don't need Blink for Templars. Probably not anyway. But anyway, so the player's beginning to stabilize. Look, his expand just finishes up. Let's have a look at the worker supply. Look at that, actually dead even after all of that. Units lost. Ooh, units killed is heavily in favor of Luke, but you know, bear in mind, part of that was an Oracle with a huge number of kills. The workers killed also favors Luke. So, if anything, Matticus is doing quite well to still be in the running here. This main is totally oversaturated, that's why his income is so low, whereas Matticus is mining mostly from the natural, where all of the minerals are still present. Luke needs to transfer a large number of workers, and he has done now, I think. Needs to transfer the workers down to the natural, and his income should come up to match. Yeah, still anybody's game really, but what we have not seen is Luke try and get those DTs into his opponent's base, and I'm not 100% sure why not. Is he just assuming that there's detection there? Perhaps he is. You know, as it goes, there isn't. I'm still slightly concerned that the production tab is so empty for our Protoss player. All that money in the bank and building one worker right now. You know, you need to turn that money into stuff. You could be turning it into anything. It you know, doesn't. There's to some extent, it doesn't really matter what you're building as long as you're building stuff. Stuff is always better than no stuff. The right stuff is even better still, but some stuff is better than no stuff. Yeah, anyway. So, this is the Protoss army, and if we compare it to the Terran army, it is very, very similar in size. These DTs, though, at present, there's still nothing in the Terran men that can see them, that can detect them in any way. I noticed there's a fusion core down, and I'd quite like to see a battlecruiser come out. But more than anything else, Matticus, please build orbital commands. Please. That's what we want to see. We want to see these become orbitals. I'm beginning to get a sore neck from looking at this ridiculously oversized screen. What I really need is like a nice armchair to do this from. Okay. So Matticus moving out, and you know, in theory he's got a great chance with this composition. The tanks can siege up in the back. He's got a cyclone in the mix. I'm not sure what that's going to do, but you know, it can use its lock-on ability to snipe things from afar. He's got plenty of marines, but as we know, he doesn't have any detection. So the Protoss army just wins this. The 4 DTs or 5 DTs on their own simply win this. If you cannot see it, you cannot kill it. So all of this is going to die. The siege tanks are not sieged, and I don't like that. I really want them to siege up, because they'd be doing all sorts of splash damage. But you know, as it is, all of this stuff is dying because it can't get past the DTs, and it can't kill the DTs because it can't see them. So ultimately, I don't think any Protoss units were actually lost there, were they? That was a bit awkward. Those DTs just going absolutely ham. So now with this ridiculous sort of army imbalance, it's going to be very straightforward for Luke to A-click across the map and kill everything. There's no cloak for the Banshee, which is a shame. Cloak for the Banshee would help out a great deal. But so these stalkers are going to pick that up very, very quickly. But still, the bigger problem here is these DTs. They're unstoppable. They're going to wreck everything and anything, and there is nothing, literally nothing Matticus can do to prevent that. It's doubly frustrating that he has got the tech. He can build a Raven. They don't even take that long, but too late at this stage. So again, the siege tank sieged up in this position is much more effective to keep this stuff out, but none of it ultimately is going to matter very much. Protoss is in, and I'm pretty sure we'll see the GG coming shortly. So Matticus hopefully will learn from this game. We lost the stuff that we couldn't see. We'll hopefully make sure he's got some detection in the next game. GG.